Town this week trying to make a difference in some low-income neighborhoods in Salt Lake and South Salt Lake.
It's a Christian group called World Changers, and Catherine May caught up with them today. And Catherine, what are these kids doing exactly?
Well, they're helping out people in need by giving some homes and some neighborhoods a facelift. But the kids I spoke with say that they are trying to make a difference in more ways than one.
The house was built in the 50s, out of World War II ammo crates, the roof.
Roy Fisher admits his roof needs a lot of work.
It's all bulgy, it's got 3 roofs on it, there's no decking.
But he says with his medical bills, he can't afford home repair.
I have arthritis and I'm on low income, so it's something I just can't do by myself.
And he won't have to. Fisher's home will get a new roof and a fresh coat of paint thanks to a group of Christian kids. 300 students from across the country are in town to work on 28 homes.
Jesus says to be his hands and feet, He says to serve others. So that's basically what we're doing here.
They'll do all kinds of home repairs and even build some new wheelchair ramps.
All I can say is, wow, I'm overwhelmed.
In 1 week, these kids hope to improve the appearance of several neighborhoods and in the process, share their beliefs.
At least to bring a few people here to Christ.
I guess they're Christians and they had a little prayer back there. I ain't prayed in years, but heck, I joined in with them and was pretty sincere about it.
I want to see people come to Christ, share the gospel with them, and they'll be like, yeah, I want to get to know Jesus as my Savior.
Well, this is World Changers' first project in Utah. They're working closely with city leaders in Salt Lake and South Salt Lake. The cities provide the building supplies and equipment, and those kids and their leaders provide the labor.
I enjoyed it because you got to work with different people from all over the states and just get to know them, and just within that week you just got to know them and work with them, and you all cooperated.
We happened to we re-roofed a house and re-sided a house, and it took a lot of effort. The guy that spoke, he was a very good teacher. The whole topic of the week was obedience, and he was just talking about how we needed to obey God. And the whole week was basically sort of why we were there, doing what we were doing. It was really good.
Well, I got a lot closer to God when I was there. I learned to pray more and stuff.
While I was at World Changers, I worked on this elderly woman's house, and we repainted it. And we scraped all the old paint off and stuff, and we evangelized throughout the neighborhood. It was this guy he was on his break, he worked at a restaurant, and we talked to him about, he said he believed in a God, but he wasn't that sure, he didn't really want to go towards it. So we gave him information and stuff, and we told him that you have to ask him in your heart to go to heaven, and then you don't just be good to go to heaven. And I think he really took that because he was asking about the Bible verses and stuff, so we gave him Bible verses and stuff. Throughout the week, you got to slowly talk more and more to people, so it made me realize that you don't have to go to an event to do that. You need to do that where you live because there's tons of lost people out there.
Well, it was a great experience to get to know people who are in need more, and to know that you're helping them, and it's all to serve the Lord.
Witnessing was difficult because other people had different beliefs, and we didn't know how to talk to them about it, but we had a lot of people there that had different backgrounds from where they came from, and it made it easier.
Favorite part was when we got to be with other groups from different states, and how we automatically connected because it was hard because we're all different from different places, and we are all so different. And then all of a sudden when we come to one thing, we all got along perfect. I learned to be more open about myself to others because I'm not really open a lot.
I went to World Changers because I wanted to experience serving other people through construction projects, and the opportunity to minister throughout the neighborhoods that we had the projects in. It was pretty interesting to be there and to watch 300 students travel there with their youth groups, get split up into 27 different work crews, with most of the students not being with people from their own church, and being able to mesh with these other Christians on these work crews to be able to accomplish a task by the end of the week. That was amazing to see that. This trip, you have to put out everything you have. It requires more than just you going and sitting in a chair and listening to somebody speak for a couple hours and then singing some songs. This required you to go out every day, wake up in the morning, live in an uncomfortable environment, live in a church or live in a school sleep on the floor in a classroom in your sleeping bag, get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you know, go take a shower in the gym or in the locker room, and then, you know, eat some food that's kind of just okay, and go work and just really work hard for like 8 hours out in the sun. Like our crew was on a roof. We were working in the sun every day, and that was just a difficult thing, but you kept having to remind yourself why you were there, what you were doing.
I met some amazing people, and my crew, they were awesome to work with. They all had different personalities, and they were fun, and our crew just automatically clicked. It was very strange how it happened that way, but they were awesome. Evening services were very good. They really reminded you why you were there, because I think by about Wednesday or Thursday you were getting a little bit like, okay, I've had 5 hours of sleep every night, I'm eating bad food, I'm tired, I'm cranky, but the worship services really help reinforce why you were there.
And it was just good to go and help a family that needed it and when they'd least expect it. I got to witness to a kid named Michael who's in my group. He's from Wyoming, and all week I could tell he was different by the way he acted. So we did devotions in the morning, and I'd do my devotion with him, and I just talked to him all week. And like, you could tell he was different. And then the last day on Friday night, me and my counselor, they had a word of commitment, and me and my counselor were talking to him, and so he accepted Jesus Christ on that night, so it was pretty cool.
We were roofing a house for a lady, her name was Rose. She was probably in her 70s, lived alone in the house, and her roof was just in terrible shape. It was sagging, and she just really needed a new roof on her house. Thursday of our project, she came to our worship service that night, and then the next day, our crew encouraged her, and one of the other crew members went with her to visit her sister who was in the hospital, and while they were at the hospital, they both prayed to receive Christ.